Okay, Vijaya, thank you so much, I think, for joining the conversation. I think this is the first conversation that we are having formally. I think we have always had a lot of discussions on various things. So it's great to be here. I think I'll just set the context for this discussion. Even though we are working on various other projects, currently today we'll be focusing mainly on SWAYAM, specifically on any new faculty members who wants to get started with putting their courses in the SWAYAM platform. We will kind of get from Vijaya what are all the details that goes into it, right? From what is the platform itself to what are all the different nuances for somebody to get started with teaching in the SWAYAM platform, right? Sure. So maybe Vijaya, we want to quickly know about your background, what you do. So maybe a quick briefing will help us understand the context and what you do in IIMBx.
Sure. Thanks, Diljith. It's a pleasure to be here and having this conversation with you. So basically at IIM Bangalore, I am part of the digital learning team of IIM Bangalore, and basically I take care of the curriculum design, the credit framework, and all those things I oversee here. And that's it.
Maybe for many people, all these words may be quite new, right? Curriculum design, credit framework. Maybe can you break down into what is curriculum design?
Sure.
And what is a credit framework? Maybe we'll go into credit framework a bit more later. Maybe curriculum design, that's the main part of your role here, right?
Right.
So maybe can you break that down? What does it happen? Yeah.
Sure, why not? See, basically, when it comes to face-to-face classroom teaching, it is very, very different when we come to teaching online. Basically, people perceive that, okay, I've been a classroom teacher for so many years, what is in it for me? You know, I can quickly convert my existing course outline and just record my videos. No, that is not online teaching. You have to be very mindful of how do you organize the entire content which you're offering to your students. For example, there are various pedagogies which we use at IIMBx digital learning team. For example, we will divide the videos into smaller chunks so that it is consumable to our learners. We will use various forms of video podcast. So to emphasize things which we want to. We will embed it with a lot of reading material. We will try to, inbuilt in-video quizzes. So that as a learner, if I'm going through a concept, I should get that moment to reflect, pause, think, and streamline my learnings. Then we embed it with a lot of self-assessment activities. We do a lot of graded quizzes, ungraded quizzes. So basically, specifically, if I talk about SWAYAM works on the 4-quadrant approach of building any course. So it comprises of the video pit, it comprises of the assessment, it comprises of the reading materials, and one very important component is the discussion forum. Because that gives the space to our learners to have interaction with their peers. So
when in curriculum design, is it the same for both IIMBx platform and for the SWAYAM platform? Do you see any difference between platform to platform curriculum design, or how does it work?
Very interesting question, Diljith, because there is a lot of difference between when it comes to offering courses on IIMBx platform in contrast to SWAYAM platform. In IIMBx, we do a lot of customization because we know our audience profile. We know that, okay, if we are offering a course AI for managers, or we are offering it for hospital managers, we are very much clear about what is the audience set. In contrast, SWAYAM, we don't know our learners, right? Close to 4.5 lakhs of students take our SWAYAM courses, right? And if we look at the data or statistics, what we have of SWAYAM learners, 70% of the profile are students, whether it is pursuing their first year or second year of postgraduate studies, and 30% of our learners are basically working professionals.
That's interesting. So 30% of the learners are working professionals, is it?
Exactly.
And
yes.
Rest is
our students.
Students group. So 70% of the audience are student community who is taking
community.
The
yes.
We jumped into curriculum design. So before that, maybe we can have a quick introduction on, many people may be already knowing because all the institutes have already embraced SWAYAM as a platform. But maybe for quickly somebody who is just getting started, right? A faculty who is coming and he's listening, oh, there is this platform called SWAYAM and he can teach online there.
Right.
So what is a SWAYAM platform in that context?
Very interestingly, Diljith, SWAYAM is a program and it is being initiated by Government of India, specifically Ministry of Education. And the Government of India started this initiative long back in 2016. and it basically wants to offer, encourage universities and other educational institutes, and it works on the cardinal principle of equity, equality and accessibility. So, for example, it's very, very difficult, and only 0.001% or 2% of the learners or students will be able to come to IIM Bangalore and learn from faculty of IIM Bangalore. On contrast, when IIM Bangalore being a national coordinator for the management domain, we offer courses on SWAYAM, then we are opening it up for 4.5 lakhs of learners. Right? They are directly learning from such great faculties who are offering courses.
That's really great. So, if I understand right, SWAYAM is a platform that is set up by Government of India, and various universities / faculties can put their courses there.
Right.
Is that okay?
Exactly.
So does it mean that any faculty who is just teaching in any university, can they put their courses in SWAYAM platform?
Very good question, Diljith. No, I don't think so that any faculty can come and offer courses on SWAYAM. The first requirement is that the faculty should be associated with an institute which is NAAC accredited.
Okay.
Right? That is one of the prerequisites which SWAYAM has put in place. So until unless a university is not accredited, they will be able to offer courses, but then it will be a non-credit course. So SWAYAM has two counts of offering.
Okay.
Credit courses and non-credit courses. For non-credit courses, we do not offer certifications, and the students will not be able to stack those credits into the credit bank.
Okay, this is interesting. So does it mean that when you say non-credit courses, anyone who is not even a faculty can put their courses in SWAYAM platform as a non-credit course?
Exactly, but we generally encourage that somebody who is associated with teaching.
Okay.
Right. For example, on the contrast, there are courses on yoga. For that, you need not be a faculty in yoga teaching.
So
right?
Can they put the courses?
They can put their courses on this SWAYAM platform, and it would be offered as a non-credit course.
Just in the outer surface, can you map the workflow? I am a faculty. Let me start with, I'm not affiliated with anybody. So what should I do? Whom should I approach? Right? Is there anybody whom I can, is it only IIMB Bangalore, or is there any other, various other institutions whom I can approach? For example, you have mentioned yoga course.
Right.
I want to put a yoga course in the platform.
Right.
Whom should I approach?
Yeah, very interesting. See, Diljith, SWAYAM has, to offer courses into various domains. It has appointed various national coordinators.
All right.
Right. So IIM Bangalore is a national coordinator for offering courses of management domains. Similarly, there are 9 other national coordinators in various different domains.
Okay.
And for example, if I have to if I want to offer a course as a faculty in marketing, it comes under the management domain. Then I will have to get in contact with IIM Bangalore that I'm a faculty associated with this institute, and I want to offer a course. So please let me know what is the procedure.
Okay. So if I understand, if it is management related content, they have to approach IIMB Bangalore.
Exactly.
For example, if it is technical related content, IITM
right.
is and you have other national coordinators who will actually kind of make sure that these courses are put into. So that's the first step, right?
That is the first step.
Okay. So, that's great. So as a faculty, if I want to do a course in management, I will approach IIM Bangalore.
Right.
And what is the next step, right?
Sure.
Approach means what are the things that I should come with as a faculty?
Right. So basically on the SWAYAM platform only, on the SWAYAM page, we have opened a link in which faculties can apply for offering courses. Basically SWAYAM works on 2 cycles, January semester and July semester. So as a faculty, first I have to decide that I want to offer my course in which cycle, whether I want to offer it for a January semester or a July semester. Second thing which I should be very, very clear, which topic I want to offer my course on. Third very crucial thing is that as a faculty, I should firstly go and see what all courses are already there, existing in the same domain. For example, I want to offer a course on affiliate marketing. So it's always good that I do not replicate the same content which is already available to our learners. So I should do some kind of market study to understand the profile of courses which are already existing and what more I can add.
Okay. So So if I'm a faculty, I can go to the website and already see, but there are a lot of courses, right? So you wouldn't know. So how do you kind of decide,
Right.
as a faculty, which course should I put? Like, my expertise may be marketing. Can I go niche into it, or should I need to differentiate what is? So is repetition allowed? That's a question that I can think of.
Yeah, definitely repetition is allowed. For example, IIM Bangalore has a course on Indian knowledge system.
Okay.
Similarly, one more university has offered a course on Indian knowledge system. Right? So we cannot prohibit people from offering the courses of the same domain, but then we see that the learners get split into two different courses. For example, in January semester, if I was getting 2,000 learners for IKS offered by IIM Bangalore, then maybe in July semester I might only get 500. Because learners want to see that what other universities are offering as far as IKS is concerned. So neither I will be able to take entire advantage of offering a course on IKS, neither the other university or the national coordinator or any education institute will be able to leverage that.
Okay.
So it is not advisable to offer the same kind of courses, because you are just
So
rebuilding the wheel.
If a faculty is able to create new courses, the chances of getting more students will be higher also, right? Because it's a niche area that
Exactly.
you are focusing on.
Right.
That's great. So you mentioned that you have two batches. SWAYAM has two cycles, right?
cycles.
January and July cycles,
semester,
right?
right.
So if I have to put a course on January, by what time should I be thinking about it, right? What should I think?
Yeah.
So how much duration will these things usually take? You have been working with a lot of faculties.
Sure. It is usually, Diljith, I would advise N-6.
N-6. Okay.
6 months prior, you should have a very clear-cut idea of, for example, I want to offer a course on people management, right? I should do my market survey. I should be very clear that whether I will offer it as a 2-credit course or a 3-credit course.
Okay.
Right. Then I should be very clear on what themes or sub-themes will my course revolve around. What are the various kinds of pedagogies? Because once you are submitting the course outline to IIM Bangalore, being the national coordinator for management domain, the template has all these subunits, that what is the name of your course, what is the course faculty, what is the credit associated, what are the sub-modules, what are the reading materials you are going to offer, what kind of assessment you want to plan to give. So you should have all these things in place while you are applying to offer a course for any run on SWAYAM.
Okay, that's interesting. But that is a lot of things,
Sure.
right? I mean,
Yes.
so maybe like a faculty who is starting out,
Right.
it's just
Too much
I'm
of-
sure they will be doing it intuitively as part of teaching it in a face-to-face classes.
Right.
Maybe let's just quickly break it down,
Sure.
right? Whatever you have mentioned. So basically, I've reached this. So now I know that as a faculty member, I have to contact the national coordinator. So let's take an example. We are putting a course on people management.
Right.
And then I've approached IIMB Bangalore, and I know that there are two cycles now, January and July cycle. Okay. So if I have to, the best practice that you see is usually people take 6 months.
6
So
months.
if I have to put it in January, I have to already start in July, right? Okay. So July I start. So I go to the website.
Right.
I go into IIMB's national coordination, and do you have a form, or how do I get started with understanding what are all the things that goes into this one? Maybe let's start with what is the first step after going to the website.
Sure.
As a faculty, what should I do?
Sure. While going to the website, we have already uploaded a course template submission template. We have already uploaded there.
Okay.
As a faculty, you just download the template.
What is it called?
Course outline submission
Okay.
template.
So it's a course outline document.
And we have already we have also uploaded one reference document, so that the faculties are able to understand that what are all the information I need to provide in that template.
Okay.
So basically, if I talk about the template, it will ask about what is the course name, what is the course faculty, to which institute the course faculty is associated with. Let's see, these are the very basic rudimentary things which as a faculty I should be very, very sure of.
Okay, I'm just getting a question. So is it like only one faculty can offer the course, or can I partner with one of my another faculty who is working with me? Can we both together combine and do a course? Is that a possibility?
Sure. We do not put a cap on, you can decide that, for example, I have a set of 5 faculties.
Okay.
We all want to offer a course and because we all will be able to contribute in different ways in that course.
Okay.
So there is no restriction on how many faculties can come together.
Ah.
Or maybe you are from some other university, maybe you are from XYZ university, I am from ABC university. Still we both can collaborate and offer the course on SWAYAM.
Oh, that's quite interesting. So even if I am in one institute, if I have some of my previous colleagues who have worked in other institutions.
Right.
So but then is there a primary faculty or like, so when you approach this, right, whose course it will be? Like, will it be the university's course? Is it the faculty member is owning the course? How does the ownership lie?
Ownership basically lies with the university.
Okay.
Right. For example, if you're coming from ABC University, then the course would be put under your banner name.
Okay.
It would be put as IIM Bangalore is hosting that course, but this course is coming from ABC University.
Okay. So even if the faculty move out of that university or institution, the institution will continue to hold
Host that course.
That course.
Right.
Okay.